Hi, I'm Mindy Turner with the Curry County Cooperative Extension Service, your family and consumer science agent. Today, we're kicking off a brand new series looking at personal safety. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things, tips and tricks, things you can do to help keep yourself safe in a variety of situations. So we're going to look again, it's a 4-part series. We're going to talk about things you can do at and in your home, things you need to think about on the go, just being around town, specific things for when you are traveling, and then some of the distress signals and signs for help that it's important to be aware of. Now, we're going to talk a lot about things that you're going to say, I know that, or I do that. That's great if you do these things. But I find that most of us develop habits. And when we have a habit, how many times do we get up in the night to see, oh, did I remember to lock the door? Or we're driving across town and we call home, hey, can you go check and make sure that I turned off the oven? Those things that are just kind of that ingrained response that sometimes we forget. So these are some tips and just reminders of the things we should be doing so that we can check in and make sure we're handling that the way we are supposed to be. So today we're going to start off with part 1, which is going to be some basics of home safety. So one of the tips that I've seen, and this is looking at things through law enforcement agencies, recommendations kind of across the board, groups working within universities and the things that they see. First of all, don't make it easy. Okay, one of the biggest deterrents to crime is having an engaged community. People are watching, people are looking, you know your neighbors know you, and they notice when something's not right at your home. And so getting to know them and being willing to make a report when you see something is wrong is going to really help deter any of that criminal behavior in your area. And like I said, sometimes we just need a reminder of what we're thinking about within our home area. So first of all, just the things we want to remember, things that it's good. Hey, I haven't done that in a while. Maybe I should go look right now. We're going to watch the rest of this video and then I'm going to get up and I'm going to check on that. It's just doing some basic home checks. So you do a home check to ensure that all your doors and windows are properly locked, that locks aren't broken, that the wind that's been blowing up all this sand and dirt hasn't gunked something up so that the mechanisms are not engaged and working like they're supposed to be. And never, when you're away, leave your doors and windows unlocked. Particularly if you know you're going to be gone several days over a longer period of time, you want to make sure that those things are locked and do that double check so that, hey, one of the kids went back through that room and opened something, but making sure that everything is locked up tight like it needs to be. Another good tip, motion activated safety is a great thing. If it's lighting and having some type of a motion sensor light or other type of security system can be a big deterrent to thieves. That light comes on, lights up the area, and they know that, they better retreat and not actually enter your home. It's also good to have security film on your windows so that they can't just walk up and look inside your home and see what you're doing. So this is the basic film. You just apply it. You can see out, but they can't see in. So it's a good thing to think about, particularly if you're in an area where a lot of people are coming and going and around your particular home, apartment, house, whatever that happens to be, to make sure that they're not constantly looking in to see what you have, make a plan as to how they might come back and do some type of a criminal activity there. And then think about your shrubs and trees. Keep your shrubs and trees properly trimmed. That's going to help increase the visibility out there. You're going to make sure that everything you can see when you come home, particularly at night, when you're walking up, that you can see clearly to the door that you need to enter. If you look out from your home, you can see into your yard around your outbuildings so that you know there's not someone there that's not supposed to be. And then also, if your garages, your carports, those outside buildings that aren't necessarily attached, or sometimes they are, but you want to make sure you're keeping that garage door closed when you're not in and around the garage. You don't want to just leave that open where anyone can come in, hide, or be around where they're not supposed to be. It's also, where we are, it's more about thinking about the animals getting in there and staying, not being able to run them out. But it's also good to consider people and your own personal safety, making sure that that door is closed when someone's not there to watch the general vicinity. Your outdoor storage areas, carports and things, you want to make sure those are locked. Any gates that provide access to your backyard, those are closed and locked so that people aren't coming and going that aren't supposed to be. And then finally, make sure you know those emergency numbers. If there's an emergency or a crime in progress, always call 911. That should route you to the nearest tower, to the nearest group that you need to talk to for your area. If you need that non-emergency dispatch, what I have listed here is your Curry County Sheriff number, because of course, all around the county, that's a good one to call, but you may also have local law enforcement that you want to keep a number for to be able to call in and get help for whatever situation you happen to be in. Again, I'm Mindy Turner with Curry County Cooperative Extension Service. This has been part 1 of personal safety, some tips and reminders, what you need to think about for your safety at home, keeping your home, your person, yourself, as well as your personal belongings safe in that area. I hope you will join us next time. We'll be talking a little bit more about your personal safety and how to have a plan when you're just around town.